As advertised, as promised, kicking off our Derek interviews, Brett Goldstein, who plays Tom. Brett, how you doing?
All right, how are you?
Oh, couldn't be any better. And, of course, joining us is our producer, Ross Owen from Scotland. Ross, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Brett, nice to speak to you. You're in Edinburgh at the moment. How's things going with the show?
Good, thanks, good.
The show is called Contains Scenes of an Adult Nature. Would that be correct?
That's right. Brett Goldstein contains scenes of an adult nature, yeah.
Right. Okay, can you tell us a little bit about the show? What can people expect to see?
Well, it's basically quite a serious show about the rise of online pornography and what it may mean to our culture and our children, but all heavily disguised with a load of dick jokes.
That sounds like the kind of show Nightmare would love to go and see.
Well, of course.
Full of dick jokes. So I'm going to get up and see this show. And didn't it win awards? Is that the same show?
Yeah, it did. I mean, let's not go. Yes, it won an award for Best New Show at the Leicester Comedy Festival.
It's got a New York connection.
Yeah, there's a story. I tell a big story in it about when I lived in New York. Right. But I don't want to spoil it, but there's a story of stuff happening in New York years ago. I can't say more than that without ruining it.
Now, moving on to Derek, let me ask you this question. How do you feel about being the hunkiest guy on the set?
Listen, they put me in a lot of makeup, and there's an awful lot of work. I don't actually look like that. It's also, I think, if you watch it, I look really tall in it, but I think that's because everyone else is really short. I don't think I'm actually. I mean, it's all a load of special effects. I'm basically like Gollum, and they've done a lot of work.
No, come on now. I mean, I'm looking at your picture on IMDb. You're a great looking man. Come on now. How tall are you though?
How tall am I? I'm like 4'3".
Oh, no.
I'm like 5'11". I'm 5'11".
Wow. Wait a minute. You're 5'11", and you tower over everybody else that much?
It's weird if you see it. I do think I look taller in that than I've ever looked. But I think that I am walking on stilts in most of the show.
Oh my God! I would look like a caveman. Yeah, because I run about 6'2", and gigantic.
Oh, really?
Like I don't know, 200 stone, I think.
Yeah, you wouldn't fit in the room.
I've often wondered how tall Karl is, because he looks really tall. Is he a tall chap, Karl Pilkington?
Oh yeah, Karl's tall. I think he's taller than me. Yeah, he's tall.
What was it like working with Karl, who plays Dougie?
Well, he's like everything you wish he would be. Really, he is like you think he is, and he's really funny, and he's really nice. Occasionally says something that's wildly profound, and you think, oh, where did that come from? And I think he's brilliant. He's very nice.
That is such a double-edged sword compliment, that he's exactly as you think he is. So no matter what you think of Karl, that's what he is. Now, your co-star, your love interest on the show, Carrie Godliman.
Yes, Carrie, yeah.
I think that the dynamic between you two is one of one that touches the dating world around the globe. You know, somebody's got a busy schedule, somebody else wants more attention. When they write that tension in there, how do you get it from the writing to the acting to show on the screen as well as you guys do? Because it's some of the best stuff I've seen in years.
Oh, that's very nice. Well, I don't know. I mean, I know Carrie because she's a stand-up, and we knew each other from stand-up from the circuit before doing this. And I don't know how it works. I think it's partly to do with how Ricky works. Is that everything's very, like, I don't want to sound like a knob, but everything's very sort of instinctive. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a lot of preparation. You kind of just do it. And most of the takes you see, I think, are the first take. So you don't have time to think about it too much. You just do it, and then he'll often go, "That was it," and you go, "Oh right, I don't know what I did," and he'll go, "Yeah, that's the one," and you go, "Okay." So it's all kind of. I think if it does seem real, it's because it probably is. Do you know what I mean? Like, because we're not
right.
There's not a lot of most of the time. I mean, that's the thing that was sort of weird about this show is he works so fast, and so you get into a rhythm of going. You just sort of have to trust. He says it's using the force, but like, you know, he just says, you just do it, and then you'll probably do it right. So you don't think about it. You don't go, I don't know how we'll do this. You just do it. It's really inspiring because most people don't work like that.
That's true.
But yeah.
Did you have to audition for the part?
Yes, I did. Yeah. I was just, I was sat in my house and my agent called me and said, "Do you want to meet Ricky Gervais tomorrow in his office?" And I said, yeah. I was like, yeah, I could probably make some time in my schedule. Okay, and I was like, let me look through my diary, like made noises. Yeah, I could do that. And then they sent me just like a couple of pages of the script, but there was no sort of context for it. And then I went to his office and I got there really early so that I could be prepared, but then he said, "Come straight in." So I wasn't prepared because I got there early to sort of be relaxed, but I just went straight in and I said something really, really awkward and no one laughed, and it felt like I was literally in an episode of The Office, you know, and I do, to this day wonder if that's why I got the part, because it was so awkward. The first thing I said, that he thought, yeah, that's the sort of thing I want, a genuinely awkward person. And then, anyway, then I did a sort of scene with him, and then he laughs, does his big laugh, and I think, oh, brilliant. And then I get called in a week later to meet with Carrie to see if we have chemistry or not. And then we do some scenes, and then that was it. And then I got a phone call like an hour later, and I ran down the streets and, you know, jumped on people. They said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm going to be a very cool person in this show." That's right.
Did you say you get to be a cool person in this show?
No, a tall person.
Oh.
I thought you said cool as well.
I was like, why do you think of yourself as like a geek or something? That's what I thought. That's what you said too. I was like, how do you?
No. It's like I get to be the tall guy.
Oh, that's brilliant, man.
Brett, tell us a little bit about the Tom character, because this comes out on Netflix on September 12th. America hasn't seen it yet. Tell us a bit about your character.
Well, so Tom's a guy who used to be in the Navy, and the whole show is set in an old people's home, in a care home, and he arrives in the pilot episode. He arrives with his grandma, who he is helping move in and to the home, and he and the woman who works at the care home, Hannah, sort of awkwardly take a shine to each other, and so he keeps visiting the grandma more than the grandma needs him to, so that he can hang out with Hannah a bit. Mm-hmm. And that's where it starts. I wouldn't like to say more.
Yeah, it's difficult to say anything without giving anything away. But so yeah, as Nightmare said, Tom is Hannah's love interest, and there's the thing about Derek. The thing about Derek, I've seen it, and Nightmare has watched it for purely for research purposes. But the whole concept of the show, the emotions, it's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there'll be a lot of crying. I think when you watch Derek, there's a lot of laughing and there'll be a lot of crying. And I think to sort of show you, get lots of big men coming up in the street going, "I cried. I don't cry at anything," and I cried. And you think, "Oh God."
Yeah, without a doubt, it's some of the best 3.5 hours of television that I've seen in eons. I mean, it literally has you in stitches. your episode 6. I started off, going, okay, great, I got a new episode to watch, and I turned it on, and like 5 minutes into it, I'm blubbering like a girl with a skinned knee, and it's like that the entire time. But the cool part about it is not only are the tears, somewhat emotional on a bad side, a sad side, if you will. But then, 6 seconds later, it's a crying for joy.
I'm really glad you felt that way. I mean, the 6th episode in particular is extraordinary, I think, in terms of, as a piece of TV, it's like, I mean, it's intense, isn't it, emotionally?
Absolutely.
It really is.
Now, have you gotten stopped on the streets more because people are recognizing you, or are they really?
Yes, I get one a day going, You're much shorter in real life. No, I have actually, and to be fair, I was still quite worried about that, but people have been very nice. So so far anyway, people come over to say how much they like it, and it's nice.
No, I think you guys really did an amazing job, and you really shot for the fences, and it shows. And I don't know if if the dynamics between all the characters is just good casting, good acting, all of the above, or it's just because you guys listen and know what Ricky wants and does what he says as minions, because whatever it is, it's working for you.
Well, that's really great to hear. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Now,
I'm really glad you liked it.
Season 2's coming up. You guys are going to start working on that here in a month or so. Is that right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, we're doing that in November. I think we're filming it.
Okay, so you got a couple of months. What are you going to do in between Fringe Festival and shooting Derek? You got the stuff worked out? I'm guessing you're always writing something.
Yeah, I'm working on another sitcom I'm writing, and then I think we've got rehearsals for Derek in October, so we'll be busy with that.
I just want to say thanks for taking the time out from your time in Edinburgh to come on and speak to us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for asking. Very nice of you. I appreciate it.
All right, Brett. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Take it easy.
All right. Thanks a lot, Brett.
Cheers. Thanks,
cheers,
man. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.